This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us on this Thursday. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Ray Collins. June the 8th, and after several days of washouts, John says we might see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Might be a little bit of sunshine, maybe.
I think even this morning you're going to see some sunshine. What am I going to say?
You're not
sunshine.
You're not used to saying it. You're not used to saying it.
You haven't said it in so long.
I know. It's unusual. Sunshine between the clouds today. Although we do have some showers in progress. They're really not severe showers. It's not the kind of weather that we had yesterday. This is light stuff for the most part, though. There are some tropical downpours embedded in the general light stuff moving across the area right now. Some of the heavier stuff now moving in areas around Northport and up through headed in toward Arcadia. Otherwise, you can already see the breaks in the clouds that are occurring. You can also kind of notice a kind of spin just to the north of us in the cloud pattern. That's an area of low pressure that will gradually be sinking southward today. As it does so, dragging a front our way. It'll eventually also bring in some drier air, and that'll help to bring us a little reduction in our rainfall chances this afternoon. We'll talk all about that coming up in a few.
Very nice. Thank you, John. That's the situation right now in Manatee County. A couple of buildups there. One is heading into downtown Bradenton on 301. The other heading away from Manatee County, southbound on 301. That is Sarasota County. We see a little bit of a slowdown there along the Bayfront as you come around Mound toward Orange and toward Ring Lane. And there's northbound an issue there on 41 as you approach 681. It is 6:02 on your Thursday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, all eyes are on Capitol Hill today as former FBI Director James Comey prepares to testify before the Senate.
Some prepared remarks were released yesterday, and as Reed Binion tells us, they're already drawing very different reactions.
Well, I think it's very close to obstruction of justice.
Congresswoman Jackie Speer, one of several Democrats reacting strongly to the release of fired FBI Director James Comey's prepared comments, ahead of what promises to be a dramatic day of testimony by Comey on Capitol Hill. Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein slamming the way Comey says Trump behaved in their meetings.
A president who knows no limits in terms of a proper relationship.
The White House characterizing Comey's prepared remarks as a vindication for the president, focusing on Comey's acknowledgement of Trump's claim that he told the president he wasn't personally under investigation. Republicans, including Senator Lindsey Graham, trying to cast Comey's testimony as a positive.
All in all, it's a pretty good day for President Trump. If I believe every word of what Comey said, it doesn't rise to the level of obstruction of justice.
Reaction to Comey's prepared remarks came the same day that Democrats expressed frustration over a lack of candor from intelligence chiefs testifying in the Senate.
To the best of my recollection, I have never been directed to do anything I believe to be illegal, immoral, unethical, or inappropriate.
Director of National Intelligence Dan Coats and NSA Director Mike Rogers refusing to offer specifics about their private conversations with President Trump, after a Washington Post report that Trump asked Coats to get Comey to dial back the focus on former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn.
Why are you not answering our questions?
Because I feel it is inappropriate.
What is the legal basis for your refusal to testify to this committee?
I'm not sure I have a legal basis.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
We will be airing the testimony later on this morning here on ABC 7. You can also watch the live stream on our website and Facebook page. You can always find us at mysuncoast.com and on Facebook at ABC 7 Sarasota.
Politics will mean free drinks today at one Washington bar. The Union Pub in D.C. is offering a round of free drinks every time President Trump tweets about former FBI Director James Comey. Now, the tweets do have to happen during Comey's highly anticipated Senate testimony today. The Union Pub says its deal will run until Comey's testimony is over or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, whichever is earlier.
President Trump has revealed his new pick for FBI director. The president nominated corporate lawyer Christopher Wray. He says Wray is a man of impeccable credentials. Wray previously served as Assistant Attorney General under President George W. Bush. For the past decade, he has been a litigation partner for a law firm. Sources say he is conservative and cautious. He still needs Senate confirmation.
Meanwhile, President Trump's plan to privatize America's air traffic control system is running into some opposition in Congress. Lawmakers are worried the plan could raise costs for travelers and hurt small airports. 2 Republican senators have voiced concerns. Senator Jerry Moran of Kansas says the administration's plan would hurt all but our largest airports and also remove needed congressional oversight. Lawmakers from both parties have also pointed to the unprecedented safety under the current system. And in Cincinnati, President Trump spoke to and called for improvements to the nation's infrastructure, specifically inland waterways, including dams, levees, and ports. The president says he plans to pay for it with $200 billion in tax breaks, which he hopes will average $1 trillion worth of construction over time.
It's time to recapture our legacy as a nation of builders and to create new lanes of travel, commerce, and discovery. And we're going to see all the way into the future, and the future is going to be beautiful.
Trump says a nearly $9 billion maintenance backlog for waterways is only getting worse.
An update now on that Montana politician who body slammed a reporter last month. Congressman-elect Greg Gianforte will plead no contest in a settlement with a reporter he is charged with assaulting. The attack happened last month in his office on the eve of a special election for Montana's one congressional seat. Reporter Ben Jacobs said after he asked Gianforte for an interview, Gianforte then tried to throw him out of the office physically and broke his glasses. The politician sent an apology letter to Jacobs and pledged to donate $50,000 to the Committee to Protect Journalists. The reporter says he won't pursue a civil suit, therefore. Gianforte will still face misdemeanor assault charges that could land him in jail for up to 6 months if he is convicted.
Overseas in Iran, 12 people are dead, more than 20 injured following 2 brazen attacks on the capital. ISIS is now taking credit for those attacks on parliament and the shrine of Ayatollah Khomeini. Gunmen, some dressed as women, raided the parliament while it was in session and opened fire before one of them detonated a suicide bomb. At Khomeini's tomb, a similar attack with gunfire and explosions. It's the first attack claimed by the Sunni extremist group in the Shiite-ruled nation.
Actually hitting inside of Iran, deep in Tehran, is extremely unusual. If there is one entity that ISIS seems to hate and oppose more than the United States, it's actually Iran.
Experts say this was well coordinated and should come as a wake-up call for the Iranian regime.
A follow-up now on a woman who felt the Sandy Hook massacre was a hoax and then made threatening comments online to a father of one of the young victims. This is Lucy Richards. She'll spend the next 5 months in prison and then house arrest. Back in 2012, a gunman shot and killed 20 first graders and 6 adults in Sandy Hook, Connecticut. But Richards felt the whole thing was made up and made some sharp comments to one of the little victims' fathers online. Prosecutors say Richards wrote to one of them, "Turn around, death is behind you."
A recall alert this morning. Be sure to take a look inside of your pantries. The FDA is recalling Southern Grove cashews, halves, and pieces with sea salt. Florida is one of more than 24 states affected by the recall. Star Snack Company received a number of reports that said glass was found inside the canisters. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported. People who purchased this product are advised to return it to the place of purchase for a full refund.
Governor Rick Scott has honored 2 Navy sailors who helped the victims after a man drove through a crowd in Times Square last month. Scott gave the Medal of Merit to these sailors at the Mayport Naval Station. David Barba and Andrew Miller were on leave in New York City when they ran into the scene and helped the victims until first responders arrived. A Richard Rojas is facing 1 count of murder and 20 counts of attempted murder. Police say he intentionally drove into a crowd last month.
Florida lawmakers are continuing their 3-day special session today, in part to boost funding for public schools. Legislators are debating whether or not to use increased local property tax money to help fund education. The Senate began the session by overriding Governor Rick Scott's veto of the public schools financing program. The Senate Appropriations Chairman says it's a preemptive measure to make sure schools are funded should the legislature fail to reach an agreement this week.
We want to make sure that we have every confidence that if we get into some kind of controversy and we don't finish the rest of our business, or one body or the other doesn't like the outcome of the rest of our business and decides to go home, that we have this done.
Under the Senate's current formula, more than half of the increase for school funding would come from property taxes. However, the House opposes any tax increase.
And 3 Florida high school students have invented a product that can instantly tell if a drink has been tampered with. A team of students from a Miami prep school created the Smart Straw that turns blue when it detects roofies and ketamine. Those are the most commonly used date rape drugs. The young women entered their straw into a business plan challenge where they took home first place.
We actually did a survey at Northwestern, and we received feedback from the sororities and fraternities that 85% of the people would use them.
Now the students are being encouraged to continue developing more products to complement the Smart Straw and also patent it before others try to copy it. Certainly a sorry sign of the times that we even need that kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree. But I hope that they get on that patent, though, before somebody else hops on that train.
They seem pretty sharp, yeah.
It's the youth that are going to solve the problems, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
That's awesome. I'd love to see that, you know, in some of the bars around, you know. They just give them out for free. I think that would be a nice little thing for some of the bars to do.
I agree.
Right? You listening? Looking at some nice weather coming our way over the next several days, I think. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
Also still ahead, the city of Venice looking to map out the next decade for their city.
We'll tell you why the theme of last night's meeting was actually the less growth, the better, after this.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Looking at an air temperature and a dew point that are about the same as they were 24 hours ago, with 80-degree air temperature, dew point at 74. Got some clouds out there. We also have some clear skies between those cloud banks, and I think we'll have a little sunshine this morning between those clouds. Certainly by afternoon, we'll have a lot more sunshine. Southwest wind coming in at about 15. A little bit breezy out there this morning. We do have a rip current advisory up for our area beaches because of that onshore wind flow that'll continue through the afternoon. Although the winds will be decreasing with time today, I think it'll still be kind of a breezy afternoon, despite the fact that we'll reduce the wind speeds maybe 5 miles an hour. 74 degrees in Myakka Parish at 75, so is Bradenton. Lakewood Ranch at 76, 77 in Northport, 78 degrees in Punta Gorda. We have 81 degrees in Venice, 80 in Inglewood, and Longboat Key comes in at 81. A few showers kind of lined up right almost all the way across the state out into Gulf waters. A couple of areas of converging winds creating these lines of showers that we see set up across the state right now. And an area of low pressure spinning around out in Gulf waters, gradually drifting in this direction, helping to produce some showers north of us as well. The heaviest of the rain now leaving areas of Northport, moving up toward Arcadia. Arcadia, you're going to get wet here in just a few minutes. In fact, all of the arteries leading out of Arcadia toward the Gulf waters will be getting wet in about 15-20 minutes. Otherwise, this line of showers continues on up towards Sebring, actually. It's a long line that will be, you might see a little bit of a training effect there during the morning hours, but nothing really heavy, nothing really severe, not like that. You're not going to see flooding rains. These are fairly fast-moving showers. The area of low pressure spins around out in Gulf waters and gradually kind of meanders over the central Florida location with a frontal boundary attached to it being pulled closer to us. That frontal boundary is not going to bring us any colder air, but what it will do is allow a high pressure ridge back to the west to build in just a little bit, and eventually we'll watch that high kind of dissipate before later in the weekend and beginning of next week kind of reforming as a warm front and lifting north. But until then, that high pressure ridge gets to build in and reduce our rain chances just a little bit. So a few showers for the first half of the day, breezy southwest wind, and more sunshine, especially in the second half of the day. Nice forecast, really, compared to what we have seen. You can kind of see that low pressure area spinning here as it moves into central Florida, kind of dissipating away. It's pretty weak. And then clearer skies as that high pressure ridge builds in. Kind of a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow, I think, with a rain chance a third of what we have seen in past days. So if you look at the Storm Prediction Center's forecast for the state of Florida, it comes in with only standard thunderstorms, nothing severe. You got to go way back to the west on the Front Range before you see anything that approximates any kind of severe weather threat. For boaters today, west wind comes in at about 10 to 15, 15 to 20 in the evening out of the southwest. So kind of a breezy day today. And then as we head into the extended range period, I think we'll look at probably a temperature increase as we head into the second half of the weekend, I think. A little bit more sunshine around. Rain chances, though, not too bad. Right straight into the weekend, 40–50%. And those will be mostly afternoon showers and thunderstorms, the kind we'd come to expect in the summertime with a lot of sunshine in between. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at traffic, looks like State Road 70 heading towards 301, seeing an increase in traffic. Other than that, looking pretty good throughout Manatee County as we head into Sarasota County. Looks like some congestion on 41 heading northbound in between Fruitville and Bee Ridge Road, so keep an eye out for that. But other than that, main roads looking pretty good. 41 heading southbound in South County looking good as well. Not a whole lot of cars out on the roadway. No accidents across the Suncoast. It's 6:19 on your Thursday morning. Venice residents discussed the city's comprehensive plan for the next 10 years last night.
And as Christopher Brantley tells us, when it comes to growth there, many say less is more.
The development community has had a lot of influence over Venice City Council in recent years.
I do not feel that we favor developers at all. I think we've done a very good job of staying neutral.
Sarasota attorney Dan Lobeck represents a group of neighborhoods that call themselves the Controlled Growth Now movement.
This is not good for neighborhoods, it's not good for the environment, it's not good for the public. People should be rising up saying stop.
The comprehensive plan lays out the future of the city's growth over the next 7 to 10 years. The last comprehensive plan, according to Lobeck, had protections for homeowners against developers overbuilding.
That's about to be tossed out the window by the Venice City Council on behalf of the developers that have so much influence over them.
Those protections come from the land development regulations, which are part of the old comprehensive plan. The city has removed those regulations from the new plan with intentions of creating a separate plan for those regulations.
What we've tried to do in this one is streamline it, remove the land development regulations from the plan, put them where they belong in land development regulations.
But Lobeck worries the removal of those land development regulations may be premature and could lead to a developer taking advantage of the system.
Nobody's here to change the character of the city. We're all here to preserve that.
The city's planning staff spent the last year and a half writing and rewriting the plan.
Now it's a matter of tweaking it. What are the little idiosyncrasies that still need to be worked on?
In Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Residents will have an opportunity to voice their opinion directly to City Council. That meeting is scheduled for Monday at 1:30 at City Hall.
All right, 6:21 right now. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Will Bill Cosby take the stand in his sexual assault trial? Court resumes this morning in Pennsylvania.
We'll have the latest on this high-profile case after this.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
The official salon of ABC 7.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Watch ABC 7 wherever you are. Just search ABC 7 on your streaming device to keep up with the Suncoast from the comfort of your couch. Download ABC 7 now to watch us on TV anytime you want. ABC 7, we're here for you wherever you are.
Well, the good news is, after some passing showers, hit and miss this morning, John says some clearing for the first time this week today.
That would be nice, but man, those clouds look kind of ominous.
They do. Good word. 624, welcome back right now.
More dramatic testimony in the case against Bill Cosby is expected today.
And with most of the prosecution witnesses already finished, some say the trial might be over sooner than expected. Lindsay Davis has a preview of day 4.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Andrea Constant, composed and confident.
The single most powerful and awesome witness just testified.
today.
During the more than 7 hours of testimony spanning 2 days, the 44-year-old appeared unflustered, recounting what she says happened in 2004 at Cosby's Pennsylvania home, where she says the now 79-year-old drugged and sexually assaulted her. Constan's mother also took the witness stand Wednesday, at one point breaking down in tears, testifying that her daughter and Cosby were good friends. She viewed him like a father. He is 10 years older than even her own father.
She was a concerned mom, is basically.
And coming up at 7 a.m., Nancy Grace and Dan Abrams weigh in on the case live. With your GMA First Look, I'm Lindsay Davis, ABC News, Norristown, Pennsylvania.
I'm Thomas, and I quit smoking with Chantix. I was very grateful to have Chantix. At times when I would normally go smoke, I just didn't. It's kind of like, wait a minute, I would normally be running out the door to go grab a cigarette.
Along with support, Chantix Varenicline is proven to help people quit smoking.
Chantix reduced my urge to smoke.
When you try to quit smoking, with or without Chantix, you may have nicotine withdrawal symptoms. Some people had changes in behavior or thinking, aggression, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, or suicidal thoughts or actions with Chantix. Serious side effects may include seizures, new or worse heart or blood vessel problems, sleepwalking, or allergic and skin reactions, which can be life-threatening. Stop Chantix and get help right away if you have any of these. Tell your healthcare provider if you've had depression or other mental health problems. Decrease alcohol use while taking Chantix. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. The most common side effect is nausea.
Thank you, Chantix.
Ask your doctor if Chantix is right for you. Many insurance plans cover Chantix for a low or $0 copay.
When caring for my wife alone became too much for me, I called my long-term care insurance company to get help from granny nannies. Now the most wonderful nurses help me with her care.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Mom needed more care than we could provide, so we called granny nannies. She now has around-the-clock caregivers, and we have peace of mind. Thanks to them, she's where she belongs, at home.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a Venice attorney arrested for stealing millions of dollars from his elderly clients. Why police say there could be more victims.
Plus, no more smoke breaks for teachers and staff in Sarasota County. We'll tell you about a new ban on all campuses.
And as severe weather rolled through the Suncoast, we'll take a look at the damage left behind. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, Friday Eve, 6:30 on this June the 8th. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Certainly glad to have you with us on this Thursday. Let's check in with meteorologist John Scalzi, who says we might have even just the slightest bit of chance of sunshine today. I'm looking forward to it.
More than slightest bit. Yeah, we're going to see some sunshine today.
Good to hear.
Yeah, got my word.
Wow.
Take it to the bank.
Wow. Serious.
That face, we should just screen grab that face so we can all use it for memes the rest of our time.
Yes. Looking at a little bit of breaks between the clouds now, so that's a good thing. The rain showers that we do have in progress are beginning to lift away, move away. That'll leave our roadways a little bit clearer for the morning commute. That's nice. Showers right now, heaviest just exiting areas around Northport, moving in toward Arcadia. So coastal areas seeing a little bit of a break in the showery activity this morning compared to yesterday. There's our satellite view. Clearly some breaks in those clouds. That'll be nice, bringing us some sunshine to greet the day, dry things out a little bit. Hey, just a reminder, you might want to go outside around your house today and kind of empty any kind of standing pots or garbage cans that might collect water. I guarantee you, with all the rain we've had, the mosquitoes will be back in force this weekend. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few.
That's right. That's a good fallout. Have some delays out of downtown Bradenton heading southbound on 301 right now. Otherwise pretty clear in Manatee County. Farther south into Sarasota County, you'll see some problems there at the Bayfront. You head north on 41 toward Bay Vista and Mound. A little slow down there. Otherwise all clear at 6:32 on your Thursday morning.
Topping our news today, a Venice attorney has been arrested following a 6-month investigation.
The sheriff's office says Adam Miller embezzled from his elderly clients, including those who had passed away. Our Rick Adams has the story.
Well, Adam Miller is the attorney who works out of this office. He now finds himself behind bars. Miller is accused of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from several people.
It just breaks my heart to think that they were abused like that.
Longtime Venice resident Sue Bain is talking about the alleged actions of 38-year-old estate planning attorney Adam Miller. Miller was arrested after being accused of bilking about $1.5 million from at least 4 victims. This especially hits close to home for Bain because she works with the elderly.
I feel angry for the people that he's hurt or stole from.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office says they've been investigating the Venice attorney for 6 months now. Miller's alleged embezzling began back in 2013. He is charged with 1 count of exploitation of the elderly and several counts of scheme to defraud.
Some of the accounts did have activity prior to the decedent's death. But most of the activity was after the victims had already died.
Miller's father, Raymond, who is also an attorney, was arrested back in 2010 and sentenced to prison for embezzling around $1 million. Andy Britton, a Venice attorney for 41 years, is shocked to hear that Miller followed in the father's footsteps with this criminal activity.
I'm surprised, and I'm surprised it happened again in the same Miller family. That's a surprise.
Authorities are continuing with their investigation. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office believes there are more victims out there. Adam Miller's bail has been set at $1.2 million. And if you feel you may have been a victim of this crime, you're being asked to contact the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office immediately. Reporting from Venice, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
The Northport Police Department has released its annual report. The department says there was an 8% decrease in violent crimes and 4% decrease in nonviolent crimes last year. Only 1 homicide was reported in 2016. The city also saw a drop in overdoses. Only 2 were reported last year, which was down from 7 in 2015. There were also 440 drug arrests.
A follow-up now on a plan to ban smoking on Sarasota County school campuses. The board approved the plan to make the district tobacco-free. So no more smoke breaks for teachers or staff outside the building or even in their cars as well. Also applies to students and visitors and contractors. The district plans to make and pass out 800 signs. It'll be in place by the start of the school year in August.
An update now on a medical marijuana dispensary opening soon in Bradenton. The CEO of the company TrueLeaf says the business on 14th Street West should be open by mid-July. TrueLeaf purchased the building late last year before Bradenton passed a 6-month ban on medical marijuana to allow the city to adapt to the new industry. The city recently extended that ban.
A setback for developers looking to build senior housing on wetlands in the Meadows in Sarasota County. They wanted to build on 13 acres near 17th Street in Honore, but it would require destruction of protected wetlands. County staff had told commissioners the wetlands were of no use, but commissioners disagreed. The company's CEO says his project would have actually been better for the environment.
Our current wetlands, because of various development around us, is unfortunately not thriving, and we believe that the replacement that we're proposing today will provide a healthier wetlands for all of the community.
Nancy Diedert said afterwards, the commissioner, that if you want to expand, you'll have to do it in a different location.
A quiet Sarasota neighborhood is now the scene of a kidnapping investigation. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies say Isidro Espina Aquino held his former girlfriend hostage for about 2 weeks before she was able to escape. It all happened in the 4400 block of Stonehaven Lane in Sarasota. The victim had recently filed a restraining order against him. Deputies say he contacted her claiming he was going to pick up his belongings from the home.
He came into the house, said he was coming with law enforcement. He arrived at the house by himself. She allowed him to come in the house, and then from that time on, he had stayed at the house with her, would not let her leave. If they did leave, they left together, was monitoring her phone calls, was monitoring anything she was doing on the phone, on the internet.
Espina Aquino allegedly taped all the doors shut and tied the victim up. He's also accused of drugging her, but she was able to escape after he fell asleep one night and went to a neighbor's house for help. Espina Aquino now faces multiple felony charges.
All right, switching gears now at 6:37, the Ringling Museum will host an Asian arts exhibit from Minneapolis this month. The Eternal Offerings exhibit includes nearly 100 Chinese ritual bronze objects. The collection is considered one of the most rare in the country. The work shows the evolution of the use of bronzes in Chinese society. It also highlights how objects were used for rituals, also to represent elite status across numerous dynasties.
They have really one of the premier collections of this type of material, and there's ongoing research on these objects right now. So it's really an exciting opportunity to be able to work with them to bring this to the area.
And the exhibit continues until September the 10th. The greatest show on earth might be gone, but a new show with Marvel characters is almost complete. Feld Entertainment is previewing their new show at their studios in Palmetto today. It's called Marvel Universe Live. Feld says the show will feature superheroes and villains with interactive hands-on stunts. The show will debut later on this month in New Orleans and in Tampa in January.
In South Sarasota County, the Venice Community Center is now closed until further notice after a lightning strike caused significant damage. Lightning struck 2 trees on Tuesday afternoon that were planted over a metal pipe that feeds the center's fire suppression system. The pipe burst, knocking out power, phones, and the fire alarm throughout the building.
So we're still evaluating the extent of the damage and any other systems in the building that are non-functioning. So we're waiting till power is restored to fully evaluate the situation.
Once the full extent of that damage is known, the city will work with Sarasota County and the insurance company to make necessary repairs. And the severe weather continues to cause damage across the Suncoast, this time on Longboat Key. The storm that moved through Wednesday morning knocked down trees and branches near the Longboat Key Club. Strong winds and rain also tore off a section of the roof at the club, which caused water to leak inside. The police chief says most of the damage appears to be cosmetic and should be repaired quickly.
We had a small tornado where there were straight line winds, but the winds were of enough force to knock down a lot of trees and to blow off a section of the roof at the Longboat Key Club.
Chief Cummings says there are trees down across the island and some minor flooding on the north end of the island.
And the situation's worse on Florida's east coast right now. The rain flooded several neighborhoods in Broward and Miami-Dade counties. Some people went as far as to park their cars farther away and use canoes and small boats to reach their homes. The water reached up to 7 feet in some areas. And there were also residents using motorbikes to get through floodwaters until they stalled probably. Other parts of the county saw people using tubes and rafts to get around. You'll see a raft very shortly there. Here it comes. Using a raft, why not? And some even use seat cushions out of couches, which probably sank in about 10 seconds.
What do you think?
If you ever see any great things, any good video, do send them to us at mysuncoast.com, also our Facebook page at ABC7 Sarasota. We'd love to connect with you.
Yeah, we would love to see some of those videos. You guys are our eyes and ears out there. Sometimes they see some of the best video that we don't get to see while we're in here in the studio.
Sure.
Cameras are everywhere.
Yeah.
They are everywhere. We do have some clearing that's going to occur, a little chance to try out. We'll talk about that coming up in a bit.
Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a world-renowned daredevil gives us a sneak peek of an upcoming performance.
More on Bello Knox's new show after this.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
With a top prize of $10 million, the new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery is your ticket to take on the world.
If you get knocked down, stand up again. Rip it up again. Give me one chance, I'm gonna make it. Give me my chance, this is my chance, I'm gonna take
The new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. One of our life-changing scratch-offs offering billions in cash prizes.
I dream of the creature by night and by day. Wielding my weapon, I slaughter my prey. 2,000 cash, I'll be rolling in dough. So hey, you big monster, come out from below. So hey, you big monster, come out from below.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less. Featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less. Up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You've got to see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
A couple of things will be noticed as you head out the door this morning. One is it's kind of breezy out there still, southwest at about 15. The other is you're going to see some holes between some of the clouds that are out there. And the temperature and dew point will also be noticed. They're high, both of them. 80-degree air temperature, dew point coming in at 74, making it feel a little bit steamy out there for this time of the morning. 73 degrees, Wauchula 75, in Arcadia 74, in Myakka Parish at 75. We have Bradenton coming in at 75, Longboat Key at 81, 81 degrees in Venice, Inglewood at 80, 77 rather, in Northport. So across the region, we've had this line of showers that's been kind of persistent for the last couple of hours, off and on. It's tending to be pushed a little bit further to the south at this hour, now moving through areas of Charlotte Harbor and also down to the south into Lee County. The heavier of the rain showers now has moved up toward Arcadia. I think Arcadia will see in about 10 minutes or so some moderate rain moving through there. Nothing really heavy. This is not severe weather by any stretch of the imagination. Nothing like you got hammered with yesterday. But in any event, 17 will get some rainfall. and areas around eventually up toward the southern tip of Hardy County will get some rain as this heads on up toward Sebring. So this line of showers will be probably the last gasp of heavier rainfall during the morning hours, and then we'll get just a smattering of some light showers here and there. Nothing heavy, and certainly it's not going to be a rain out morning, but we have a rain chance at about 50% through the next couple of hours. Here and there, a little bit of rain. A low pressure area will gradually drift southward, kind of meandering through central Florida, dragging a cold front with it. That cold front, it's a weak one. It's not going to bring any cooler air, but it will kind of dissipate away and allow a high pressure ridge back behind it to build in. That means a little bit more sunshine for us as we head into the afternoon. That's a good thing. A few showers around for the first half of the day. Watch for that breezy southwest wind to continue. Rip currents still a problem, so watch for that if you're going to be heading to the beach today. Pay attention to those lifeguard flags. And then more sunshine around later on in the afternoon. Our rain chance will be cut by more than half. That area of low pressure, you can see it kind of spinning around right here. It's wide, it's diffuse, it's weak, but it does drag that front through and eventually just dissipate it as high pressure builds in from the north. And by Saturday, we'll have a fairly decent day with, well, even by tomorrow, we'll have a decent day with a lot of sunshine around, lower rain chances. And then as we head into Saturday and Sunday, most of the rain showers will be in well inland areas. Good news on the fire danger index. Almost every county in the state of Florida has a low fire index today. We like that. Forecast for the week ahead calls for some pretty nice weather tonight, tomorrow, Saturday as well. Then rain chances basically in inland areas, typical summertime stuff for Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, maybe a little bit higher rain chances. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at traffic this morning, it looks like some congestion in both directions, north and southbound on 301. Also, State Road 70 as you head towards 301. As we take a look at traffic into Sarasota County, looks like congestion building on 41 heading northbound, also 41 heading southbound, seeing some slowdowns in Bee Ridge Road in both directions as you head towards I-75 or 41, seeing some more cars on the roadway. Other than that, in South County, looking pretty quiet at 6:47 on your Thursday morning. In this hour's Health Smart, a new study suggests children who drink dairy alternatives may actually end up shorter than those who drink cow's milk.
Yeah, the study's author said it did make a big difference. The study suggests that plant-based milk does not stimulate growth as well as cow's milk does. But one critic said taller does not mean healthier. She said it's not appropriate to use height as a marker for health. Entertainment news, nearly 50 years later, that big field where Woodstock was held is now being officially recognized.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says the Bethel Woods Center for the Arts has been placed on the National Register of Historic Places. Cuomo says the festival that drew nearly 500,000 people to an upstate New York dairy farm was a pivotal moment in both New York and American history. He says the recognition will help preserve the landmark for future generations. And the beat will go on for Cher. On Broadway, the singer announced Tuesday that a musical based on her life is in the making. She said on Twitter that the show will debut next year. A casting notice says the storyline will include 3 characters, each representing Cher in different stages of her life. Here on the Suncoast, world-renowned comedic daredevil and Sarasota native Bello Knock gave a sneak peek of an upcoming performance. He'll be in the Incredibello show this summer. It'll be a family affair for Bello. His daughter will be performing right beside him, and his wife helped write, produce, and direct that show. Bello says, of course, it's a hair-raising performance with some never-before-seen stunts created specifically for this show.
You'll see us do some amazing tricks on the high wire. Every inch of to the apex of the Oslo Theater, and hopefully a whole bunch of humor. So I'm excited. A lot of new material was created for the show.
Well, Incredibello will run from June 13th to July 29th at a historic Oslo Theater and is appropriate for children of all ages. For ticket information and times, just go to mysuncoast.com and click on links we mentioned. And every time I see Bello when he comes into our studio or I see him out and about, I always wonder, how long does it take for him to get his hair to stick up like that?
He has so many jokes about that hair, and I'm happy to report he is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
He really is.
He is so funny when he walks in the newsroom. He brightens the whole place up.
He does.
How can he not with that hair?
Exactly. Exactly.
So
such a bright personality as well.
Neat guy. All right, 10 to 7 right now. Still heading Good Morning Suncoast. NASA welcomes some new astronauts.
We'll tell you how these experts were chosen out of NASA's largest applicant pool ever.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has answered calls for recovery and treatment 24/7, 365 days a year. If you're depressed, drinking, using drugs, or taking pills, call now and talk to someone who cares.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Most insurance covers substance abuse. You can get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call 800-622-1941. 800-622-1941.
Whether a family member needs a little extra help around the house, assistance recovering from a hospital stay, or someone to check in on them throughout the week, Right at Home's in-home care is the answer. Your loved one deserves the right care, and now we need caregivers to help give the right care for the right reasons, the right way. At Right at Home, we're one of the only private home health agencies in this area with the opportunity to earn paid time off. If you're someone who loves helping people, take a look at our website and click on jobs to join our team today.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Look at that.
Wow. Beautiful. Looks like mountains out there, but it's not. It's clouds.
You can see the polar ice caps. Look at those clouds.
Looks like we're in Denver or
I was just going to say the same thing. Well, in the meantime, we're seeing some glimpses of what we call sun, which we haven't seen since, I think, Saturday.
Nice to see that again.
Yes. All right, 6:53 on your Thursday morning.
Let's take a look at some of the top stories on the Suncoast today.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office says a Venice attorney stole from clients. This man, 38-year-old Adam Miller, is charged with exploiting the elderly and misappropriating hundreds of thousands of dollars. His father is also an attorney and was arrested 7 years ago on similar charges.
A quiet Sarasota neighborhood now the scene of a kidnapping investigation. Isidro Espina Aquino held his former girlfriend hostage for about 2 weeks before she was able to escape. Espina Aquino now faces multiple felony charges.
And a rare Asian art exhibit is now on display at your Ringling Museum. It's on loan from a facility in Minneapolis. It'll remain here until September 10th.
Taking a look at traffic this morning, 301 heading north-southbound rather, seeing an increase in traffic, and State Road 70 heading towards I-75. Other than that, Manatee County looking pretty good. Sarasota County seeing some slowdowns on 41 heading south. Also, as you head towards the interstate, other than that, let's head into South County. Not seeing a whole lot of congestion in that direction. John?
We'll be seeing more and more sunshine as we head through the next couple of days. Chance to dry out. Dew points will be lowered as well, and we'll have lower relative humidity in the afternoons, making it feel more comfortable. So that'll be nice. Today, in the morning hours and into the early afternoon, about a 50% chance of a shower or two. Non-severe. These will not be as strong as we saw yesterday, but some of them could produce some good downpours of rain. Then the drier air works its way in.
Thank you, John. 12 new astronauts are joining the class of 2017 at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. Yeah, big applause. They were chosen from the biggest pool of applicants NASA has ever seen. More than 18,000 people wanted to be astronauts. 12 were chosen. That's double the previous record of 8,000 set back in 1978. These 7 men, 5 women will join 44 current astronauts already in the NASA Corps. After 2 years of training, they may end up riding commercial rockets or flying beyond the moon. So who said the space program was over? Good Lord.
Right. I was going to say so many STEM programs now in today's education system probably has that increase in some of those astronauts applying.
It could be.
So.
Hope so. It's kind of exciting to see it kick back up again,
yeah.
you know, and going.
All right.
Yep.
Get your sunglasses and enjoy your Thursday, folks.
Stick around. Good Morning America is coming up.